is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast is presented by Currency. For more details, visit gocurrency.com. By Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. By Ashley Furniture, visit your local Ashley store or ashley.com. And by Tom Dinsdale Automotive. Find us on the web at dinsdaleauto.com.
And welcome to Lincoln Southwest High School, the site of the 2023 Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Girls Championships here on News Channel Nebraska. Brandon Axelman, Andy Klassen with you. Lincoln Northeast, the 2 seed, taking up top-seeded and undefeated Lincoln Southwest for a chance at the conference title. Andy, these 2 teams met earlier. The Northeast Rockets are 7-1. Their lone loss coming to Lincoln Southwest in the second game of the season, 57-49. The Rockets got here defeating Pius handily, 57-44. Lincoln Southwest and Kennedy Williams, will be talking about her a lot today, hit a last-second 3 in overtime to give the Silverhawks a 50-48 victory over North Star yesterday to get here. And these 2 teams battling for it all here before us.
So at first glance, you're thinking, oh, it's all chalk, everything's going the way it's supposed to be. Well, Southwest really had to survive a thriller against the Lady Gators, Navigators, as you mentioned. It's going to be interesting to see. Is that going to carry over? Are they going to have a little jet lag? Are they going to be gassed a little bit? Because Northeast didn't have to press as much with their game, winning it handily, as you mentioned it, yesterday against Pius.
Glad that you're with us. Lincoln Northeast made it to this same spot last year. They took on Lincoln High. That was a game that went to overtime, and the Rockets came up just short. The last time Lincoln Northeast won this conference tournament back in 2016. When you look at Lincoln Southwest and what they've done, they have won this recently. They've also been to this game several times before. They were the champs in 2018-19, runners-up in 21-22 2 years ago, and they were also runners-up back in 16-17.
Both these teams have done an awful lot of winning as of late. Now, this is an interesting call here. Right off the bat, we got Kirby Wells, Jacob Harms, and Christopher Ladwig, our officials. I mean, I think the home crowd won an over the back on Heron. I think they're going to say, since the shot clock wasn't started, we're just going to reset here, no foul call. And that's a huge no call if you're a Northeast fan, one of your bigs not picking up an early cheap foul.
Someone you're going to keep an eye on is Danila Washington, who strikes, coming off a 22-point performance in the win over Pius. Andy, she averages 22 and 13.
Unbelievable. So she's one of those double-double players, and it's not beyond her to have a 30-point / 20 rebound type of game. Just mind-blowing stats when you look at the body of work she's been able to do over her career, and especially throughout her senior season campaign thus far. You saw it right there, Brandon. That was a really nice entry pass, but she had to kind of contort her body, flex a little bit, and then all in one motion got it up on the rim, and it rolled home for her first deuce of the game.
So you have the drive to the rack. Layup doesn't go for Khadijah Phillips. Here comes the Silverhawks. Again, a perfect 8-0 on the season. Defeated Lincoln East in their first game of the hack. And then, as mentioned, the dramatic overtime victory over Lincoln North Star yesterday. Kennedy Williams passing it to Brenly Norlinger. Shot is up and goes.
And that's what Kennedy Williams can do right there, setting that up, that little motion offense. Beautiful bounce pass for the assist right off the bat.
And a turnover from the Rockets. Now there's the kick out.
Excellent job by Northeast getting back on defense. Resetting, causing a turnover. Oh, they're going to say Southwest ball. Official's going to talk things over here. Yeah, we're having some issues here, Brandon, with that shot clock. Not getting started, not winding down. There we go. Reset to 14.
Well, we're almost 2 minutes into this first quarter, which is brought to you by John Henry's. Our family serving yours. John Henry's, our first quarter sponsor here on News Channel Nebraska. There's a coast-to-coast take by Anderson. It's a little bit heavy, and here come the Silverhawks the other
what a
way.
Pass.
And it's a foul called on Heron.
Yeah, really puts Heron in a really tough spot there in that recovery defense. The look ahead. Dosel doing a great job being strong with the ball, running the court.
So first shot falling for Emma Dostal. The junior averages 5 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists a contest.
Yeah, you're looking at probably the best backcourt in Class A with Lincoln Southwest here. Dostal's a big part of that. Northeast really has to be strong with the basketball. I know they want to pound it inside, Brandon, but they got to be careful. They can't afford to turn the ball over too many times here.
So there you have Washington with the deflection. The Silverhawks working it around the perimeter.
That's getting into your scouting report right there for Northeast. Defending the kick-out pass. You mentioned the deflection.
3 in and out from Bradley. 4-2 your score. 5:07 to play in the first. There's a basket for Eleanor Griffin.
And how about that entry pass? Good timeout early here from Northeast. Going to regather, regroup.
We'll take a timeout as well. We're staying here, but we'll pause for 30 seconds. And welcome back, Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen. 3 minutes gone here in the girls' Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship at Lincoln Southwest High School. The Silverhawks leading Lincoln Northeast 6-2 here early on. Glad that you're with us. We'll be televising the boys' championship as well to follow, which is Pius versus Lincoln Southeast, as Washington gets the offensive board, and it's a jump.
Good on Southwest tying that up after the rebound. See just how tough Northeast is to guard in that transition. Southwest doing their best job there, limiting it to only one shot opportunity.
Williams works it across. Now Rathie. A lot of patience being shown by the Southwest offense. Another jump, it'll be Rocket basketball.
Yeah, you talk about the patience there, Brandon. It's really one of the strengths that these Southwest ladies have, their ability to shift gears, slow things down. Yes, they want to play with tempo, push the pace, try and get a cheap bucket or two in transition, but their ability to slow things down and operate, execute in the half court is just phenomenal, and you can point to the guard play headed by Kennedy Williams.
So another steal by Williams. As mentioned, it gets into the hands of Emerson Wells, the freshman, with a bucket.
That's where other, players, teammates of Northeast, when they're having trouble at the midcourt, they got to get back. They got to get back and defend.
(8-2). We're just past the halfway point in the first quarter. Washington is too heavy off the glass. Here come the Silverhawks in transition. Up to Trainer with the left-handed lay-in.
Yeah, just too much. Southwest doing a phenomenal job passing the ball, moving the ball forward up the court in a hurry. Northeast has got to catch up.
We have a foul called against Southwest, specifically Rathy, her first. We have a couple of substitutions for the Rockets. Kira Phillips and Nala Sand enter for Northeast.
Phillips, a senior, another one of those just dominant post players, a post presence that Northeast really likes to lean on. Interesting contrast here, Brandon, where you probably have the best backcourt matched up against one of the best front courts here in the state with Northeast.
Paige Perry also entering for the Rockets. That mid-range jumper off the iron. And a foul will be called on Kiara Phillips.
Dolsel doing just a great job of boxing out the fundamentals there. You see her in the center of your screen, number 21.
And correction, Nala Sand given the foul for Northeast. (10-2). Lincoln Southwest. 3 minutes and change to go here in the opening quarter of the Girls Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championships. Williams posting up on the block. And all 5-4 of her gets the lay-in to go.
That's just unfair when you can have a guard post up like that on the block, spinning away from the double team.
Rockets working it inside. Again, it doesn't fall for Phillips.
And that was a good look. That's exactly where Northeast wanted to get the ball.
Wells with it. Now back out to Kreifels. Back to Williams. Exact same move. This time it doesn't fall for her. Here comes Danila Washington. She loses it. Southwest not giving the Rockets a moment to breathe when they have the ball.
Nah, just suffocating defensive effort. Whether it's in transition, half court, it doesn't matter.
Three-pointer off the mark from Wells, but Southwest keeps possession. Theirs is a double dribble. Now 2:03 remaining. 12-2 Lincoln Southwest.
And this is where Lincoln Northeast can't get out of their lane, off the rails. They still have a strong post present. That's their strength. Keep feeding it down low. I think the key is, Brandon, getting back on defense.
So the Rockets looking to get on the board here. They had an early basket from Washington, but nothing since. 12-2 with 1:40 to go. And another foul. It's a reach.
Once again, Northeast is coming down with that rebound. Nala Sand, excellent job going up and snaring that board, but then when she brought it down, the opportunistic hands defense of Southwest got in there and tied it up again. And now Southwest in a prime position trying to expand upon their double-digit 10-point lead here, 12-2.
And Bradley got a piece of that one with the block. We're at 1:15. Another turnover, but the Rockets do get it back. Sand, layup doesn't fall.
I felt a little rush, didn't it?
Quickly up to Piper Bellamy. She's double teamed. That leaves Dostal wide open for three off the iron.
Just under a minute to go here. Let's see if Northeast is going to hold it for that final shot, or at least not able to do so with the shot clock, but work it around a little bit.
Another inside look off the mark. Northeast having a tough time buying a bucket. Nice cut by Dostal. She draws the foul.
Dostal's also leading all rebounders right now with 3 early on, just showing you her versatility and how she really can do a little bit of everything for Southwest.
First one for Dostal falls.
So we got 35.1 seconds left on the game clock, 35 seconds on the shot clock. So virtually shot clock turned off here for this, what could be final possession for Northeast.
Dostal, like many of these Silverhawks, a multi-sport athlete, a great softball player as well. Gets them both. So it's 14-2, 25 seconds to go here in the first. The 3 doesn't go. Lincoln Northeast continuing to get good looks. They're just not dropping, and officials say it was a tip, so no over and back call. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 2 seconds. And officials say the shot wouldn't have counted even had it fallen, but the Silverhawks, a dominant start here in the HAC Championship, 14-2 over Lincoln Northeast after 1. We'll pause and be back with second quarter action. All right, welcome back. Second quarter action here at Lincoln Southwest High School. 14-2. Andy, all Silverhawks in that first quarter.
Really showed you just every little thing that they do, and they do well. Run the court, score in transition, then the half-court sets, the way they've been able to share the basketball and really confuse us man-to-man, predominantly man-to-man defense from Lincoln Northeast. Gonna have to shoot here.
2 seconds on the shot clock and a huge block by Anderson. Northeast coming the other way and getting to the free throw line is Phillips.
Boy, you said it. Fantastic awareness and help defense from Anderson coming over for the block, knowing that the shot had to go up with the clock dwindling down, came over and got a piece of it, and that kick started that fast break opportunity.
Again, the Rockets started out the first quarter feeding Danilo Washington, their stud senior post player. She got the early basket, but everything else since wouldn't fall. Encouraging for the Rockets to find a way to manufacture points here as Khadijah Phillips gets to the line and knocks them both down.
Yeah, and Southwest are giving up some size, right? But how they're countering that, they're going to a zone defense, quick with the double team, and the fundamentals, Brandon. Boxing out, knowing where your man's at has really been on point thus far.
A reminder that Lincoln High School Sports on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose, as Norlinger knocks down the triple.
Phenomenal ball movement. That little bounce pass across the baseline set that up.
And there you go, back to Washington. Her second field goal.
Gotta love that if you're a Rocket fan. Just going quick to Washington.
So now to Heron inside, and she's quickly trapped. It's a jump ball and will stay here.
So once again, we've seen it a couple of times now where Northeast will go up and get that rebound, but then they bring the ball down. Right there would have been a nice opportunity for Heron to keep that ball high, keep it away from the defense. You know, use your drop step, your spin move into the rim, but don't allow it to be, hacked at by the defense.
And so we have a foul against Khadijah Phillips, which is her first.
Northeast going to stay in a full court man-to-man look here, just trying to get the ball away from number 1-5.
So 3 shots upcoming here as Rathie was fouled. And it's called on Washington.
Three opportunities here as it was on a three-point attempt. Rathie knocking down the second.
(19-6) Lincoln Southwest. The Rockets just have not been able to get into a groove yet. This tough Silverhawk defense. Dostal unable to knock down the layup. Here come the Rockets with numbers. Washington gets it to Heron, who got under the basket but does draw the foul.
Heron did a great job going and getting that bounce pass. That wasn't directly to her, so she had to slide step right to left to go get that ball. And quickly getting something up on the rim there, collecting the foul.
You mentioned this front court here in the other part of that with Washington, averaging 11 and 8. The pair of seniors so dominant for the Rockets, a big reason why they're sitting at 7 and 1.
Yeah, a lot of times when you see Washington feeding Heron or Heron finding Washington down on the post, good things happen for the Lady Rockets.
Heron is going to Iowa Western. Washington is going to Illinois State.
Wow. You know the type of program Iowa Western is. Doesn't matter if it's women's basketball, men's baseball, or football. They're pretty dominant, pretty competitive in all sports that they partake in. That's a great spot for Heron to go to, develop, and then get noticed by a D1.
Well, the second quarter is brought to you by O Street Carpet. Be sure to check out Steve Carper and the crew at their location near 17th and O in Lincoln.
You got to love that, Brandon. If you're a Rockets fan, they're Washington getting down on the court, going for that loose ball. Just laying it all out on the line. She's not just a post that's going to want to get to her block and kind of sit on it. No, she gives you quite a performance on the defensive end as well.
Southwest continuing with this motion offense. Floater doesn't fall from Dostal. Backdoor pass to Anderson. Kick out Bradley, unable to hit the three.
Oh, that's a really good look, though, for Northeast. Inside out, wide open three-point attempt.
Williams from very deep, and she buries it.
That's just kind of a backbreaker, too. Well defended, deep three in transition.
Then on the other end, Phillips unable to make the layup here and with the monster block on Rathi.
Yeah, here and saying it's not showtime quite yet. We're going to send this one to the third row.
Northeast will take a timeout at 4:33. Full timeout. We'll take one as well. It's 22-7, Lincoln Southwest.
That footwork from Washington. Watching her during the pregame, Brandon, very loose, kind of dancing with the warm-up music. You love to see that body language, that demeanor, and having fun, right? You're in the championship game. What's this all about? Having a good time, enjoying what you're doing.
Just past the halfway point. We're under 4 minutes here in quarter number 2. And the Silverhawks causing more issues defensively. It's a jump, and it will be Southwest. No, actually Northeast basketball.
I think we might have used the term suffocating defensive effort, and you saw it right there from Southwest once again. They do not give an inch. They might give a little up height-wise, but boy, do they make up for it with the effort.
Coach Beretta says defensively we really strive to get teams out of their comfort zone. I would say thus far they've been successful. As the inbound to Washington, she's unable to knock it down, but it will stay here.
Really plays into the mindset of this team, too. They kind of go into every matchup with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. Hey, you're not the tallest. You might not be the most athletic. You're going to have to outwork your opponent. And, boy, as Tim Beretta, kind of instilled that and kind of took it and run with it with this, group of seniors especially.
And that will be a foul on Wells. Third team foul for the Silverhawks here in the second quarter.
Dead ball is going to allow Emma Dostal to check back in the game. She is still the leading rebounder here with 5 thus far. And she's listed as a 5'5" guard.
And it's 2 points to go along with that. 8 different Silverhawks already on the score sheet.
Yeah, it really speaks that unselfish nature, the way they like to share the basketball on the offensive end. You hear these things, but then you actually see it. Pretty impressive.
And Dostal with the deny on the entry pass. Here comes Williams. She's fouled. 2 shots coming up.
You mentioned the entry pass. You just saw that zone defense sitting there waiting for that entry pass, closing the clamps in on it, kick-starting that transition attempt the other direction for Southwest.
Well documented, Williams and her athletic abilities, committed to the Huskers, not only for basketball but softball as well.
I believe she's a catcher, correct? And you got to have really good vision to play that position, and you feel like the two, softball and basketball, they kind of help one another out because she has phenomenal court vision when you're talking basketball.
And again, the Silverhawks, missed her immensely. She was out for the majority of last season after getting injured that summer. Came back the last couple of games, allowed the Silverhawks to make that playoff push where they did make state. And she is the lone senior on this team. Coach Barrett extremely happy to have her full strength, and you see what she offers.
Right. I mean, just across the board, like another coach on the court. You couldn't ask for a better point guard, leader, team captain is what Southwest has with Miss Williams. And correct me if I'm wrong, Brandon, but there's a Williams on the Nebraska coaching staff, isn't there?
I think she goes by the name Amy.
Right.
So we're now under 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. 24-9. Lincoln Southwest on top. Williams to inbound.
So that's a tough one on Washington, trying to fight through a screen. That's her second foul. Boy, you'd hate to see her pick up her third. Here, just under 3 minutes left to go in the first half. She's got to be careful.
Washington currently the only Rocket with a field goal. She has 6 of Northeast 9 points. Anderson was fouled on the floor.
I like that call. I think the home crowd maybe wanted to travel there, but I don't think she would have traveled or had that extra little step in there had she not been taken on that shove as she started that drive through a couple defenders.
Deep three, and Anderson gets it to go. Much needed for the Rockets. That cuts the lead in half, 24-12.
There it is. Welcome side if you're a Rocket fan, and we know how this offense can really get rolling. Just had an 81-point game not too long ago. Streaky team, and when that offense gets hot, look out. No deficit is safe.
We're at the 2-minute mark before halftime. Griffin drives, and the sophomore gets the bucket.
Quick first step there for Griffin with the left hand.
26-12, and that goes out of play. It will stay with the Rockets.
Williams showing those quick hands on defense. That's where Bradley really has to be strong with the basketball, the senior guard for Lincoln Northeast.
And another turnover.
Yeah, tough miscommunication there between guard and post.
Northeast taking a timeout here, 26-12. With 1:39 to go before halftime. A reminder that Lincoln High School Sports on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. High School Sports on NCN is also presented by Currency, which makes financing quick, easy, and secure for machinery, ag equipment, and more. You can visit gocurrency.com. And a reminder that halftime is coming up shortly.
That's fitting there, Brandon. Liberty First banks, and currency, because Lincoln Southwest has been straight cash, homie, in this first half.
26-12. Shots have been falling, and their defense has been suffocating.
Yeah.
We'll see, though, as mentioned, if that Anderson three, if that sparks a little something, and maybe the shots start finding their way through the hoop for the Rockets.
Yeah, Rockets just having a little difficulty there midway through that first quarter, getting the ball to their strength or post.
Well, there's another one. Griffin from downtown.
That's just devastating, the way they can play inside out. Work the ball inside with a quick kick out. They find the shooters almost flawlessly, does Southwest.
Anderson now to Bradley inside Washington.
Oh, good look.
And she's fouled.
Just a simple over-the-top feed there from senior to senior. Bradley to Washington from the corner. Led her to the rim. Boy, and you just want to see more and more of that if you're a Northeast fan.
Washington set a Lincoln Northeast girls record, scoring 43 points earlier this season.
Wow.
Just kind of speaks to the caliber of player she is.
Also had an 18 rebound performance just a couple of games ago as well. So as we mentioned, her tracking down that loose ball earlier. I mean, she's not afraid of the dirty work. She'll go and get you a defensive play, a tough offensive rebound. She does it all.
Currently with 8 points, it's 29-14 as Kennedy Williams is called for the travel. 52 seconds to go here in the second quarter of the girls' Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship here on News Channel Nebraska.
Seen this a number of times where nothing's easy, right? So Southwest going to stay in a man-to-man, not allow the guards to just bring the ball, walk the ball up, and then they'll fall back into a zone to really try and cut off anything inside. Just really, really good defensive strategy thus far.
Corner three, no. Washington, the board and the putback.
And that's why you can never count out Northeast. Washington does so many things for the Lady Rockets, cleaning that one up, right back up for the easy deuce.
She's now at double digits with 10 points, 29-16. Lincoln Southwest, 15 seconds on the clock. The shot clock is turned off.
Measuring up this man-to-man defense here.
5 seconds on the clock. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. And that will send us into halftime. Lincoln Southwest leads Lincoln Northeast 29-16 here in the HAC Championship. Stay with us. We'll take a break and get ready for third quarter action here on News Channel Nebraska. And welcome back here to Lincoln Southwest High School. Halftime just wrapping up, and we're ready for third quarter action. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen, 29-16. Your score, Andy. Biggest reflection on the opening two quarters.
Yeah, it was just that Southwest was operating at such a high level, such an efficiency on both the defensive and offensive ends. This is where Northeast really has to stay within themselves. They're going to have to get stops. I mean, just cut and dried. You can't get it all back at once here. They got the offensive firepower. Nifty little drive there from Williams, setting up her defender. But this is where Northeast, they can't get to pressing. You know, they don't need to press too much. They just need to take care of the basketball, lean to their strengths, keep working the ball inside, and then on defense, get back, communicate, because it's going to have to happen on the defensive end for you. You're going to have to get consecutive stops to chip away and get back in this one. Now down 31-16.
Williams, after that basket, puts her at 9 points. She's leading the Silverhawks and is one of 8 Southwest players who have scored thus far as the Rockets work it back into Washington, and it doesn't go.
Just right there, too. Excellent job working the ball around the perimeter and getting it into the post. And oh, by the way, the 5'5" junior Emma Dostal picks up right where she left off, snagging her 7th rebound way out in front. The next closest would be Washington with 3 boards thus far.
So 31-16, 7 minutes in the third as Washington is fouled. 2 shots coming up. We would like to apologize to our viewers. We're having technical difficulties, which is why we don't currently have a scoreboard, but we'll continue to let you know the score and the time. And you know what's most important is we have a great basketball that we get to enjoy rounding out the 2023 year, and currently the Silverhawks enjoying that double-digit lead, 31-17 over Northeast.
This is what you like to see if you're a Northeast fan, though, getting Washington to the line, scoring through free throws with that clock stuck. That's stopped. That's an excellent way to chip away, as we mentioned, and get back into this one.
So you have penetration there from Griffin. Jump ball will give it to Lincoln Northeast.
Yeah, just nowhere to go with it. You know, trying to operate that motion defense, but you saw the double team there from Huron and Washington. That's a tough spot to be in underneath the rim. Oh, fantastic job that time by Anderson, breaking the press all on her own, getting the ball to the center of the court with those quick handles. Phenomenal guard play for Northeast. We've been talking a lot about their post. Well, can't have a real good post presence if you don't have the guards to find them.
And that's something you can't have. Errant pass on the inbound. Williams takes full advantage.
Yeah, just a quick bucket off the turnover. I mean, that's just one of the things that you always look for when you're matched up against Southwest.
11 points and counting for Williams. Nice adjustment by Washington. Her 5th field goal.
And we'll give Anderson the assist. Why not?
I like it. And Washington called for the kick there. A reminder that this third quarter is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Husker Rehab, our third quarter sponsor here. 6:09 to play in the period, a 13-point lead for Lincoln Southwest. Williams makes it 16.
Each time you feel like, okay, the door's opened a little bit here. Northeast just needs to get a couple more stops, go on a run, and then you just see a deep, deep three, almost like a dagger falling for Kennedy Williams.
And nice move there from Khadijah Phillips.
Yeah, strong move on the drive. Quick timeout. Northeast going to talk things over.
Full timeout taken. We'll take a break here as well. 36-22. We'll pause and resume after the timeout concludes. All right, coming out of the timeout, 36-22. Lincoln Southwest with 5.5 to play here in the third quarter. 2023 Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship here on News Channel Nebraska. As Williams kicks it to the corner, strong from Rathie.
I like that timeout after the make. That allows your defense to get set if you're Northeast.
And the Rockets try to get the transition offense going, and Williams has other ideas, stealing it right back.
They're just so disciplined getting back on defense. Understanding that Northeast is going to want to push the tempo. They're really good at it. But Southwest getting out in front of it.
Ball now to Wells. The freshman is checked back in, and it will stay here with Southwest.
Gotta love the effort there. Poking the ball away, laying it all out on the line, diving for it was Phillips. Nearly came away with the steal.
So a deep three as the shot clock's winding down. Offensive board by Wells. The Rockets unable to get the rebound.
See how the Silverhawks were real patient on offense. They got that offensive board. They weren't quick to attack. They just reset, regathered.
That's going to be a reach on Phillips. 4:19 to go here in the third.
Once again, playing inside out, just penetrating that defense with the entry pass to the center of the lane, drawing another foul in the process.
And so Williams loses it and is called for the reach. Tough defense by Anderson.
Senior guard Anderson, quick hands. That's a big time steal, and then drawing the foul from Williams on top. It's going to be her second foul of the game.
Well, coverage of this contest is brought to you in part thanks to Zollner Ford, Lincoln in Beatrice. Washington unable to get that to drop. We're exactly 4 minutes through this third quarter. Rathie's late attempt is too strong. 36-22, Lincoln Southwest.
So that quick double team come over again to help out in the post.
Another deflection by Williams, but Norlinger just loses it in transition. So Southwest is taking a timeout, a full timeout. 3:40 to go in the third, 36-22. Lincoln Southwest with a 14-point advantage. We'll be back. All right, coming out of the full timeout from Lincoln Southwest, 36-22. Silverhawks on top, and so it was a 13-point lead for Southwest to start the third. Northeast has been unable to really trim that deficit. Every time they get a basket or two, a timely three drops for the Silverhawks.
That really has been the story. As soon as you feel like there's been the door slightly opens for a Northeast comeback, Kennedy Williams has been able to step back and drain, at times, a heavily contested three. So just widen that gap back to 16, 17 points.
Three minutes to play in the third.
And look how well Southwest spaces out the court, measuring up the defense here.
Dostal from deep as the shot clock expires.
But give a lot of credit to Northeast. Not overplaying, not over-rotating, playing with good spacing on the defensive end. Hands up, hands out. You have that type of length. That's just really good discipline and playing to your strengths once again as a defense. Northeast, that last possession.
A little bit short from here in. Washington cleans it up.
Offensive board and the putback. Little reverse spin move to get away from the defender.
16 now for Washington. That cuts the lead to 12. Just over 2 to play here in the third. So Northeast a chance to trim it to 10. Washington with 2 shots.
Just a fantastic set there. Quick, on point, getting it to your post.
Well, coverage today is brought to you in part thanks to United Healthcare, where small towns matter. Also a reminder that all Lincoln High School sports on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Washington knocks down the second.
Okay, so once again, almost, closing the gap, pulling within 11 here. Can they string together a couple stops on defense? It starts right here.
And we have I believe a foul away from the ball.
Or is it the shot clock? We've had issues with the shot clock not getting started. Little hiccup there.
Three on the way, and it's no good. Corner three off the iron. Another offensive board for Washington. The ball is just gravitating to her.
I mean, she had a double team box out, and she still came away with the rebound, Brandon. And then quick, once again, little spin move away from the defense, trying to find some space for herself, creating space, getting fouled in the process, back to the foul line. Boy, and you love to see that too. Just nothing but nylon, nice easy stroke from the stripe.
Well, the Rockets have trimmed this thing to single digits, 36-27, a minute 20 to go in the third. Active hands from Heron. Good baseline pass, and that will send Bellamy to the line.
So many times Southwest has been able to work the ball and get it down on the baseline. That's just really good coaching, really good execution in the half-court offense.
Well, coverage today is brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Sartor Heyman Jewelers.
Bellamy knocking down the first of two here. Getting it back to a 10-point lead, 37-27 with just over a minute left.
Knocks them both down.
Just love the fight we're seeing from Northeast. You know, they got down early, but they've just stuck with it and looking to make a run here heading into the fourth.
And so the Silverhawks are ruled out of play. It'll stay with Northeast.
Southwest was looking for the foul. They're not going to get it. Williams was clearly out of bounds when she had her hands on the ball. Oh, in and out. That was a good look.
That's the look you wanted if you're the Rockets. Would have brought them as close as they've been since the first quarter. Big block by Heron.
It looked like Southwest was going to get an easy look in transition, but the speed, athleticism, Heron, quick recovery defense, and a block.
42 seconds to go here in the third. 13-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Good active hands stolen away by Khadijah Phillips. The Rockets with a 2-on-1, and Anderson has an opportunity for the three-point play.
How about Phillips drawing the lone defender to her, then the nice little bounce pass ahead to Anderson, and wow, what a shot going high off that window, Brandon, for the and one.
Back to a 9-point game.
Anderson there, she looks a little more calm and collected than even me after pulling off a play like that.
And that's saying something. You're about as cool as they come.
Oh, you know it.
And she completes it. 8-point game.
Huge sequence there heading into the fourth quarter for Northeast. Let's see if they can cap it off with some strong defense. 20 seconds left to go in the third.
15 seconds. You imagine the Silverhawks will wind this thing all the way down. Stolen away by the Rockets. Wide open layup drops for Khadijah Phillips. And Lincoln Northeast is fired up, heading to the fourth. 38-32.
Just a fantastic closeout if you're a Northeast fan. And you see head coach Vangen talking to the officials saying, hey, I mean, I get you guys are excited, but you stormed the court when there's still a half a second left to go in the third. Love the no call, just a little warning there, as it appears Northeast has a lot of gas left in the tank, closing it within 6 points, a two-possession game, Brandon.
Well, it was a 13-point gap to start the third, and as mentioned, the Rockets have cut it to 6. A reminder that coverage of today's game is brought to you thanks to Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where they have stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones. You can find them at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations, in Lincoln and downtown or at South Point.
Is that what New Year's and New Year's Eve is engagement season? That's when you go to Sartor Heyman and buy that engagement ring?
That's what I hear. Every season's engagement season.
No, we're in for a fantastic ending here to this championship game. Love the grit from Northeast, getting down, but chipping away, coming back. Couple really nice defensive stops there. You saw the steal at the midcourt. The way they were able to extend their defense out and play with confidence on the back end there really says a lot. Then turning over Southwest, getting that easy lay-in as time expired.
Glad you're with us for the 2023 Girls Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship here at Lincoln Southwest High School. The Rockets have found some magic here in the latter minutes of that third quarter. It's a 38-32 game. The Silverhawks on top, but the lead had been as many as 14.
And that's a play that Southwest was executing at a high level early in this game. They spread everybody out and they get a mismatch down low, a one-on-one situation. Quick with the help defense that time, turning it over. Northeast, they've hit another gear here, Brandon. Anderson with the drive, beautiful, with the right hand. Oh boy, closing it within 4, 38-34. We talked about how Southwest loves to utilize the baseline. That time, Griffin working the baseline, got underneath the backboard, nowhere to go. That's going to cause a timeout from head coach Tim Berta from Southwest. He wants to calm things down here.
Well, if you're just joining us, Southwest is the 1 seed of this HAC tournament. Northeast the 2. Silverhawks undefeated. Northeast with 1 loss on the season. That 1 loss coming at the hands of the Silverhawks. That was a 57-49 victory back on December 2nd. The Rockets have been perfect ever since. Southwest yet to lose, and it was a 29-16 lead for the Silverhawks to start the third, and here we are, less than a minute into the fourth. The Rockets have trimmed this thing to 4.
Yeah, it was almost like a false security that Southwest had been playing with up into this point where Northeast would go on a little bit of a run, close it within 10, 11 points, and then Southwest would just bang a really deep 3 to widen that gap back out. Those 3 balls aren't falling right now. They're not available right now. Northeast has done a phenomenal job playing within themselves, not losing sight of their strength. That's the post presence. We keep going back to it. Sound like a broken record. I get it, but when you have a difference maker like Washington and Huron, keep working it. Keep working it down low. Play to those strengths.
The Rockets can trim this to 1 possession inside to Washington. It was a good look, just didn't quite fall.
Good close out there from Griffin, though, for Southwest, getting that board.
Corner 3 doesn't drop. Washington with the rebound. Huron wants it, gets the pass from Anderson, and Huron gets it to drop. 38-36. The Rockets are down by just 2.
Just a fantastic job that time, spinning away from the double team on the post.
And Washington with the swat on Rathie. It'll stay here with the Silverhawks.
And now you're starting to see here and Washington high-five each other, big smiles on their face, playing with a lot of confidence right now are the Lady Rockets.
This fourth quarter is brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org. Long 2 on the way, nothing but net. A big shot by Dostal.
I've been so impressed with what Dostal has brought to the table. There's a good look at number 21 right there. She can make the shot when you need her, when she's called upon, and she's also played some just phenomenal defense. There she is, on ball, forcing another wayward pass.
And so the Silverhawks, that whole first half, their defense was causing issues. They get another big turnover there. Back to a 4-point lead, and that's going to be a foul on Khadijah Phillips.
Look at Williams just trying to dice up that zone defense. Northeast trying to change it up a little bit.
Coverage today is brought to you in part thanks to Zollner Ford Lincoln in Beatrice. And nobody was on Rathie, who gets the easy 2.
Well, Southwest has really been exploiting the perimeter shot off those inbound plays there. That time just lost sight of the inside presence.
42-36, back to a 6-point lead for the Silverhawks. Anderson to Washington, was blocked. She gets her own rebound, it doesn't fall. Silverhawks take over. Here comes Williams, weaving in and out and drawing the foul.
Yeah, just relentless with the pressure. Almost like a controlled chaos that last occasion there. Southwest, they'll push the tempo when it's available or when it's smart to do so. And Kennedy Williams, I don't know if there's a better guard in the state. Boys are girls that's better at diagnosing when to, put the pedal down, when to back off.
5:15 to play in this one. 3 off the mark, rebound by Phillips. Rockets with a 4-on-2. Williams gets her hand in there. And we have a jump. Southwest basketball.
That's a tough turnover that time for Northeast. Gotta be strong with that ball.
Still 42-36. Lincoln Southwest on top. We're under 5 to go here in the Girls Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship. Open 3, and Griffin nails it.
Ball barely got out of the double team, but that opened up an open 3-point attempt from Griffin.
Back to a 9-point contest. The Silverhawks reestablishing the lead, a chance to get it back to double digits. Griffin just hit a 3 from that spot. Williams all the way to the glass.
Wow. So impressive. Unselfish style of play, but understands there are times where she needs to score. You saw it right there. And then a defensive play on the other end. Williams is everywhere.
So the 4-point deficit is ballooned back to 11, 47-36 with 3:51 to play.
Just a fantastic job of Southwest, not getting rattled, and kind of flipping the script, applying their own defensive pressure, creating turnovers and opportunities in their transition offense.
Norlinger back to Williams. "17 seconds on the shot clock. Williams taking on 3 defenders. Rebounded by Anderson.
Anderson just nonchalantly dribbles through 5 defenders after tracking down that ball.
There's Griffin called for the foul, her first personal. Excuse me, third personal. It's the first team foul for the Silverhawks here in the fourth. The Rockets with 3. And Washington, count it.
Boy, she's excited after that one. And why not? Working the left side of the lane. Again, using the window, and 1. 21
points, a point shy of her 22 points average. Has a chance to tie that here. Reminder that coverage today is brought to you thanks to Sartor Heyman Jewelers, where they have stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones. Check them out at their South Point or downtown locations in Lincoln or in Grand Island. So 47-39, 3:13 to go. Lincoln Southwest taking a timeout here, Andy.
Yeah, just another good timeout from head coach Tim Beretta, understanding, hey, got a little bit of a lead here. We don't need to press it. We can work the shot clock. I thought the last couple of times Southwest probably could have salted away a little bit more time with their offensive possessions, especially when you got an opportunistic Northeast team that we've seen is more than capable of going on a run. You don't want to allow, a few additional opportunities for the Lady Rockets to score the basketball here. So I think he's saying, let's settle down. Let's be smart with the ball. If it's an open shot, a good look, take it. But we're in no hurry here to operate our offense. It's Northeast that has to play with tempo, not us.
And the Rockets got back into this one in the third quarter, outscoring the Silverhawks 16-9. So it's 38-32 starting the fourth, and the Rockets cut it to 4 and had the ball with a chance to make it a one-possession game. But the last couple of minutes, the Silverhawks reestablished themselves, and it's now back to currently an 8-point lead, 47-39.
And had a pretty good look. I think Northeast had one rim out on them from the post when they were down only 4, but give Southwest a lot of credit. Closing out, snagging that rebound, then applying the pressure on the offensive end. Got a couple quick scores to widen that gap score-wise back out.
Anderson out on Williams. Foul's going to be called on Bradley.
Bradley with the palms up saying, I can't believe it. I just poked that one clean.
With that being the 4th team foul, it will be bonus the rest of the way for the Silverhawks.
Southwest once again really spreading the court out, playing with a lot of spacing here, and the ball's in Williams' hands. Surprise.
10 on the shot clock. Get the open look at the top of the key. Raffy knocks it down.
Boy, and that felt a little bit like a door slamming shut, didn't it? Southwest working the ball around, draining the clock, then finding an open 3 at the top of the key.
Khadijah Phillips a little long here in with the board. Washington, and she gets it to go. 24 for Washington.
Couple things you can count on us here in Washington, finding each other, helping each other out down on the post.
So timeout taken by the Rockets. A reminder that we'll be talking to the winning head coach as a part of our Sarpy County Tourism Coaches post-game interview. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. We'll also be talking to our Nebraska Orthopedic Center player of the game at Nebraska Orthopedic Center. They're your healing destination. And also, of course, a reminder, the boys' championship is to follow. Lincoln Southeast taking on Pius X on the boys' side.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, but right here, it's a 3-possession game with just under 2 minutes, so more than enough time for Northeast to make another run at it here, but it all starts at 1. 1 defensive stop, then you got to get 2 more. Much easier said than done, but it starts with 1. You got to D up here down the stretch to give yourself a chance. And you don't need the 3 either. With the shot clock, you're going to get your opportunities with the final 2 minutes left to go here to tie this one up or even take the lead.
50-41 is the score. Lincoln Southwest leading, 1:57 to play.
Southwest survived an overtime game yesterday. Sure, they don't want to, tempt fate and have another one go in overtime here.
And the whole reason they are here is because Kennedy Williams hit that last-second 3 in overtime to beat North Star. And it was a near half-court shot, too. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it was a long 3.
Very deep 3 and down by 2, right?
Down by 2. Yeah, had she missed it, they would not be here.
Wow. You want to talk about clutch?
And so you saw the Silverhawks in a little trouble offensively, taking a timeout, not wanting to take any chances. Still 50-41 with 1:43 to go.
With 21 seconds left on the shot clock, so more than enough time to get in their half-court set, their offense, work the ball around. They've done a really nice job spreading the court, utilizing all their guards, and, when it gets under that 3-second mark, they just have a tendency to find a wide-open shooter to pull the trigger.
Again, the Silverhawks wanting to to eat up some of this clock here as Washington is called for the foul.
She's a little frustrated with herself there, but that's okay. I mean, you're going to have to catch some breaks here anyhow, so you're going to send Griffin, who hasn't shot a lot of free throws, a sophomore, to the line here. It stops the clock, if nothing else.
Griffin with that first free throw. 11 points for the sophomore. And
wow.
An excellent effort. Rathy keeping it in, and the Silverhawks able to eat up more of this clock. The Rockets, you feel like, need to foul.
Yeah. And how about that? That's not going to show up anywhere on the stat sheet, but Rathy's been doing that all game long. The gritty, hard-nosed plays there, keeping that ball alive, hitting it back into play to her teammate, Kennedy Williams. How's Williams always around the ball? Right place, right time. It's not an accident, I can tell you that much.
16 points for Williams. The Silverhawks leading by 10 with 1:15 to play.
Nothing but the bottom of the bucket, all nylon on that first attempt. Same can be said for the second. Quick two from the line. Southwest closing this one out.
Switch over to Anderson, Washington going against Dostal. And gets it to drop. 26 points for Washington.
Goodness. What a prolific score. Gets the ball within 5-10 feet of the rim. Look out.
10-point game, 47 seconds to go. Bradley trying to get it to Heron. Heron still with it. And that's 28. Chance for a three-point play. Washington refusing to give up.
I have her down with 9 rebounds, so she's working on that double-double once again. And those are unofficial stats. Griffin catches a loud round of applause there from the home crowd. She's done a fantastic job, the 6-foot sophomore for the Lady Silverhawks.
She fouls out with 11 points, second in scoring for the Silverhawks, and we have a jump off the miss, and it's going to be Rocket basketball.
Heron once again crashing the boards, keeping it alive.
.30 seconds to play. Bradley, that's the look you'll want, and Bradley's making things interesting here.
Here we go, just under 20 seconds left.
53-45. That's Bradley's first bucket of the game. Couldn't have come at a better time. It's a 5-point game with 16 seconds to go.
Right, so now you just pray for a miss, and then you got to work the ball up the court real hurry. You're down by that odd number, 5, so you do not need the 3 right away. You can take that 2 if it's open. First things first, you need a miss here. A couple misses from the foul line.
Well, there's one.
Southwest going to just put 1 down there to help out with the rebounding. Definitely want to have the defensive back. Go. You got to go.
12 seconds. Bradley loses it. And that may seal things here. 54-48 is your score currently.
Yeah, I think it was just a little miscommunication there for Northeast. What they wanted to do exactly is they kind of burned some of their own time, nonchalantly dribbling the ball in the backcourt, and then getting it tied up about half court when they did advance.
So Williams hits them both. 3 from Bradley, it goes. It's not gonna matter though. The Silverhawks are your HAC champions. Your final score, 56-51. Northeast gave it an excellent attempt trying to rally, but the Silverhawks bring home the hardware. Stay with us here on News Channel Nebraska. We'll hear from Coach Berida and our player of the game shortly.
All righty, joined courtside by winning head coach Tim Berta. Holiday champs, how does that sound? What's your initial thoughts, takeaways?
Well, the HAC Championship's a big deal for everybody in it. For our kids, we did enough to get to be the 1 seed leading into this before Christmas, before the break. And then today, we said we were really playing with house money after yesterday. She throws in a half quarter to give us another chance to play another day. But you never know what's going to happen when you play 3 games in 3 days. But guts, and we defended pretty well.
What is a couple of wins like this? You mentioned the last second win over North, the Gators yesterday. Pairing a couple wins like that together, what does that do for your team moving forward?
Well, it's a shot in the arm because, you look at things overall. We got Kennedy, and then we have Emma and Hayden, and then we got a bunch of little babies running around that are really green, and they're learning by trial and fire. So it's a boost for us to go into the next portion of our season. However, if you don't go take care of things when January and February starts, it's all for naught. We tried to peak late in the year, as you know, February. So for us to be at this point right now is great, but the hope is to be able to continue that. We kind of put our eyes on things down the road. So that's how things go.
Well, here now, I was so impressed with Northeast. You guys got control of that game, but they kept coming back. How were you guys ultimately able to prevail down the stretch?
Well, I'll go first and I'll let Kennedy go, but really what happened is we got a lead and we were the aggressor, and then we got a little complacent and kind of stood around a little too much. We talked at the timeout, and Kennedy was full on board and told me we need to keep attacking. So once we flipped back to going into attack mode, she got a couple layups, we got some free looks. We got a great possession where we moved the ball enough to get a clean 3 and they bang it in. So kids stepping up and making plays.
Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations. All right, let's bring in our player of the game, Kennedy Williams, 22 points unofficially. You guys did a phenomenal job of defending the rim, even though you guys were giving up some height out there. How are you able to do that?
I think we just trust each other. Elle obviously had a big assignment with Nibe, and we were trying to throw another body at her to make sure that we had that extra help. And I know I saw Brinley on her at times and Emma, and they're obviously undersized, but I feel like they just did a really good job of helping out.
Now you guys are coming over an overtime victory over Lincoln North Star. What a fantastic game that was. How are you guys able to dig down and find something left in the tank to pull off a performance like this for the championship?
I mean, after the game yesterday, we were kind of like, we didn't hit that shot, fight in that game to just come here and lose in the championship. So we kind of took that mindset into today, and we're just like, we're not losing.
Now, after stringing together 3 really good wins in a row, taking down the conference championship, what does this do for your team moving forward?
I mean, it definitely is a confidence boost for our games to come. And I think as long as we keep up the defensive intensity, we'll give ourselves a chance in every game.
Talked to you a little while ago. You were playing the game about a month ago. Talked about how you're the only senior on the game, and those youngsters, how are they improving in your mind?
I mean, I'm just so proud of them. Like, sometimes I'm just speechless. Like, going to the locker room, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm so proud of you. Like, thank you for hitting shots and just playing solid defense. Like, I can't really ask for much more of them.
Congratulations on a championship performance.
Yes, thank you.
All righty, Brandon, let's send it back up to you in the booth to wrap this one up.
Thank you, Andy, and appreciate the words from Coach Berta as well as Kennedy Williams. Congratulations to the lone senior on the Southwest team. Kennedy Williams, our Nebraska Orthopedic Center player of the game, where they are your healing destination. 20 points as the Silverhawks win 56-51 and hoist the HAC tournament plaque here on their home court. We're getting ready for the boys contest. Lincoln Southeast and Pius battling for the HAC tournament title. Stay with us. We'll officially be live in about 5 minutes.